Okay, welcome to Garden Tour Saturday. I'm going to take you on a tour of my whole property here, starting with the little fairy garden out here. Although I don't think I have any fairies out here right now. What I do have is this new welcome sign with hummingbirds on it. I ordered this recently from Amazon. Isn't that pretty? And it's two-sided, so it looks the same on the other side. I have this juniper that's doing really well. I put that in the ground roughly 2 years ago. And then I have this bird bath that has some metal cattails on it. I believe my husband ordered that off of Temu years ago, and I just put some mushrooms in it. Dollar Tree for those. And I have some gnomes down here that says, "Welcome to our garden." And some candy tuft. I think that's what these are, candy tuft flowers. These are a ground cover. And they were put in the ground last year, and they've already grown quite a bit. These are really the first things to blossom. And it's late March. And my mushroom bird house, Cracker Barrel gift shop for that. More candy tuft. This one's a little bit bigger. Isn't that pretty? A couple of azaleas. My little frog. And I believe that's a coleus. Is that what you call those? A coleus back there that's going to vine up. I believe it's a purple flower. Another candy tuft. And this bush here, I just gave it a trim, so it looks a lot better. And another candy tuft here. Some boxwood bushes. So here's this corner of the house. Now here I have my Julia Child rose bushes. I think there might be a few buds. There's one. So it is a beautiful yellow rose. But they're very green, and it's just starting to bud. But here's an overview of the yard. And my husband recently trimmed the bushes in front of the tool shed. And there's my swing. So we'll walk over to the tool shed first. I know there's some roses in here. I think the middle bush here is a rose bush and a gardenia. There's a gardenia on the end. So here's my tool shed. It needs to be painted. And then directly behind it, I have my little bridge garden. And the wooded area behind it. And I have my Mr. and Mrs. Gnome out here. Everything's kind of got a little dusting of pollen. And my wheelbarrow, I had recently put some faux plants in it, but I am going to go to Lowe's and get some real plants to put in that. My metal bridge here, that was, I believe that was Amazon. We've had that for 3 or 4 years now. And here is Mrs. Gnome. And I have a mum that keeps coming back. And so that's a mum. I believe it's a purple mum. And a couple of barrels that I put on each side of the bridge. And a couple of birdhouses. And then over here I have a bench. And I have some creeping phlox that are starting to bloom here around the tree. As you can see, they're pink. Here's one, but it goes around this tree here. But there's a lot of pine straw in it. I need to rake it out. Creeping phlox. Yeah, actually that over there, that little pink flower is the only one I notice right now. Get a close-up of that. And my bench, a retention pond, and there's a little pathway where the kids like to cut through to get to their homes on the other side of the subdivision. And the wheelbarrow, I just keep it here since it is cracked. I don't use it. So I'm going to fill that up with flowers. Another look at the bridge. I'm not sure what this plant is. And again, Mrs. Gnome. I just think she's got the cutest face. And a little sunflower. And my hydrangeas are starting to bud. I have 3 hydrangea bushes. 1 on each side of the air conditioning unit. So here's the other. Just starting to bud. That's amazing. This has been in the ground for, gosh, I'm thinking maybe 8 years. And here I think this is clematis. I get clematis and coleus confused because they sound similar. But I believe it's clematis. And this will be a purple flower. And I have it started on this little trellis, and I'm bringing it around the utility poles here. But it's got a lot of buds on it. And a boxwood bush. This one's very big. So it's between the 2 hydrangeas on this side. So here's another hydrangea. It's just greening. I don't notice any buds yet. It's very pretty. And another boxwood bush. So this is the front corner of the house with all my hydrangeas. And here in front of the house, I have more boxwoods that we trim. These are really pretty at Christmas time because I put those net lighting around them. And those have been in the ground about 6 years. And they were tiny when I first put them in, so they've gotten really big. And an azalea that is budding. So this will be covered with beautiful pinkish flowers in probably less than a couple of weeks. Here's the porch. Another azalea. Yeah, look at all the buds on that. And these are red roses. It's just starting to bud. And these were in the ground when we bought the house 12 years ago. And here's my crepe myrtle that my husband trimmed. Well, I think he really chopped it. It doesn't start to green up for a couple more months, usually in June, which seems late to me, but I'm gonna have a couple of benches around it. And I thought I'd show you my hummingbird mailbox that my husband ordered from Wayfair. Isn't it beautiful? And I've got some faux flowers in it for now. Okay, I want to thank you all for watching. And thanks to Grandma Sandy for hosting this collaboration. Happy spring, everyone. Bye-bye for now.